All right, what is up, YouTube, boxing family, and gaming family? It's K right here. I am back with another good video for y'all today. I wanted to talk about Call of Duty Warzone and the issue with its updating constantly every so often for the game. I figure that it's pretty important for me to explain why this game is always coming back with a particular update of some sort. But I was just pretty much on my mind thinking about it, and I figured that I'd make a video about it to give you guys my particular opinion on it of why I think Call of Duty Warzone updates are just getting out of hand now. Because it's like, I think honestly, the problem is that Call of Duty is a good game, but the problem is just that when you have so many updates for this game to the point where it's now almost going to get closer to like a terabyte worth of space, in which altogether on my PC for my external hard drive that has the game saved, I have it at about 181 gigabytes, which isn't so bad because that means Call of Duty is actually a pretty stable game. Like as far as like for the PC guys out there that want to save a lot of space on their computer, you could easily get a external hard drive and everything will work fine. But the problem is that when there's like more updates that are gonna just keep on bloating up, I feel like that's just going to be the detriment of the game itself, and I think that's really the biggest problem, and I think that's what causes the game to be very terrible. So I mean, at the end of the day, I just think you know like I just think Call of Duty definitely needs to get like a update check on things, and I think that the problem is just that Call of Duty itself is a good game in which the game needs to be fixed at times, um and then on top of that, I think Call of Duty needs to be basically minimized with the amount of gigabytes that it's taking. And granted, out of my 181 gigabytes total for that game, that's probably including the actual whatchamacallit, the actual campaign and multiplayer, because I did buy Call of Duty, the actual Modern Warfare game, with it on my PC, and I can modify it if I really want to. Like if I want to, not just play the multiplayer and campaign, I can do that. But I think the biggest issue is that Call of Duty is at a point where the game itself is probably going to end up being like a I don't even know, man. Like honestly, I don't want to think of the worst come to worst for for games that are huge and for games that are huge and massive multiplayer outcomes. But I think like if Call of Duty continues to be like this, for let's just say however many years that the game will keep on updating for, I think Call of Duty will probably end up being either a 200 gigabyte or a 300 gigabyte type of game where people are probably just going to end up being like, all right, look, Call of Duty is a great game, but I'm not going to be playing this game, on my console when it's going to take up almost half of my space, because even for the console players, you have to think about it. You guys are buying a console to play the game. And the biggest issue is that even for the Xbox One and PS4, you could still get a external hard drive system to support, the game itself. But the problem is that as it keeps, accumulating more space, eventually you're going to have to upgrade to a bigger hard drive system where you need to have more money invested on your console. So therefore, that kind of leaves everybody in the PC world at a at a mega advantage, because everybody in the PC world, they're going to look at it to be like, oh, okay, well, this is, very simple and easy for us. All we need to do is just transfer our data onto like a different piece of hardware, and then eventually that'll make it easier, right? And yeah, that's basically true. The PC guys, including myself, like I have like a gaming laptop. I can easily transfer my data to a different hard drive system if I wanted to. And same thing with the Xbox One or Xbox Series X or PS5 or whatever console that's out there. You can do that too, but the problem is that eventually Activision, they're gonna come to a point where they're gonna be like, wow, well, we've had this game for well over 2 years or 3 years, and the game itself is still of like bigger than ever. And I mean, they're like, they're only doing this because they're trying to get more money out of people. But on top of that, as like the game keeps on getting bigger and bigger, you're gonna start experiencing more exploits and bugs and problems out of the game, to the point where people, they're gonna start getting sick and tired of playing it, because there's just too many issues in the game as we speak now, where some people, be modding and hacking still, even though that, Activision had stated that they created a anti-cheat system, which was called the Ricochet system, to which the Ricochet system, it's decent, but it doesn't mitigate all the issues. It doesn't set a standard of you playing the game and making sure that you are properly screened before queuing into a game. And I think what it needs to do is that it needs to have like a verification system. And on top of that, it needs to scan all your files to make sure that you are not having any not having any advantages to talk like to give yourself any cheating benefits to win your games, because obviously people do it so that way they can grind to win games on Battle Royale, or win games on Rebirth, or win games on any live event. So therefore, that makes it harder for anybody to play the game. And I mean, big streamers such as like Dr. Disrespect on Twitch, or Sparrows, and all these big like a big Call of Duty high level streamers or gamers that make YouTube content. They're getting pissed about it. And even people like people like myself. I don't like playing a Call of Duty Warzone when let's just say I have 10 to 15 kills and I'm doing very, very well. And then out of nowhere, if I'm playing Battle Royale with like my friends and I get sniped from like 500 meters away without even knowing that person was right there, and then he had perfect aim, he had perfect eyesight, he had literally everything to a cross T to make sure he was accurate enough to hit me when I was on the other side of the map. You cannot tell me that takes skill, because to a militaristic standpoint, if you're going to shoot somebody that's 500 meters away from your from your eyesight point of view, you have to be very accurate as a sniper, and basically you have to be good enough to actually land a shot like that. When all the factors come into landing a big shot like that, the wind speed, of that bullet traveling, and everything that's, factored into that shot, you have to be super duper accurate to land those type of shots onto people, like in a game like Call of Duty, because it does not mean that you can just land that shot all the time. You have to like practice that very, very consistently. And the biggest issue is that these hackers and modders that do that, they're able to get away with that. They're able to just land shots at you when you're like 200 meters away from the air, when you're like, getting up from a redeploy that somebody purchased money at a buy station for you, or if you, let's just say, I don't know, if you're jumping out of out of a building to get away from the gas to go to another building, people do that shit. I don't know, but it's just like, the game itself is just coming to a point where people, they're getting pissed off, and people are not enjoying the content for what the game is doing. And I could very well be wrong, and people could say, "Oh no, bro, Call of Duty's in a good spot." Blah blah blah. Everybody's able to do what they need to do to win, and it's like, no, it's not true, because it's like All these people that claim to have all these high fucking KDA win rates and all this bullshit, these guys have to be at least cheating or getting carried by other teammates to help them win. Otherwise, you can't tell me, anywhere different to say that you can be the best Call of Duty player, but then if you don't have any exploits or anything on you, you're not going to run into that yourself. No, you're going to run into that. You're going to run into anybody that wants to cheat in the game to make your experience worse. Because it's like, if I really wanted to grind in Call of Duty and make a bunch of YouTube content to talk about new guns, new updates, new everything, I can do that. I can easily do that. I can easily make videos to give you guys, all the content for this gun, that gun, what builds, to use and all this stuff. But I'm not heavily incentivized in that. And I rather just make videos or make streams of me playing the game and having fun, and you guys can have fun watching. I can easily do that because that's something that I'm very well, incentivized of doing, because that's something that I can easily do. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. I think Activision, they need to slow down with these updates, and they need to make the game a lot smaller. I think they need to start consolidating a lot of things, so that way the space can be reasonable to be saved on your computer or your console or whatever that you play on. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. More videos coming out on the way. And yeah, fight week for David Benavidez and Jamel Herring versus Jermaine Ortiz. And that's going to be a good one. Alright, I'll see you guys. Bye.